Hello everyone, it's Christopher Newbury here, and today we're going to focus on our abdominals. So just to summarise, our abdominals broken into sections. We've got our obliques, we've got our intercostals, which is the finger looking things up here, and our abdominal section is broken up into 4 different parts with 2 abdominal sections on each part. Okay? The exercise we're going to do a giant set, so 4 exercises back to back. We're going to focus on each individual section. So I'm going to do one right for the top, then for the midsections, and for that really hard to reach area, the bottom 2. The exercises I'm going to do for the top one is called a long arm crunch, and I will demonstrate all these exercises literally in a minute. The midsection here, I'm going to do a slow standard sit-up with an isometric hold right at the top, so that's a static hold. Then I'm going to do some reverse crunches, literally pivoting on my bum, pushing out my legs. That's going to work for this, 5 and 6 for abdominal section. And then for the lower half, I'm going to literally do some leg raises, so really quite intense, and I'm going to add a static hold right at the bottom and then right at the top. But let me demonstrate them all. Right, so the first exercise I'm going to do for working for the top, as I said, a long arm crunch. I'm going to lay completely flat on the floor. I'm going to have my hands above my head. They're going to be pretty much glued. I'm going to raise my neck and shoulders off the floor so I get instant contraction in my stomach area. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to do 10 repetitions, and I'm going to do 10 repetitions for the following exercises as well. So I'm just going to crack on and I'm going to explain during each exercise. Here's the first one. 10 repetitions coming up. As you can see, as soon as I bring it down, my whole body is starting to shake. And I'm keeping the movement going by not allowing my shoulders and neck to touch the floor the whole time. If I want to make it harder, then I can add a little hold up the top. 1, 2, slowly bring it down. You can hear it in my voice, you can see it in my abdominal region as well. It really starts to shake. I'm also not letting there be any sort of arch in my back, so the whole of my back is completely stuck to the floor, so I get an instant contraction in my abdominal section. And one more. There we go, brilliant stuff. So, as I mentioned, really felt it just at the top of the ribs, top of the abdominal section right here. The next one I'm going to do, I'm literally just going to raise my knees, and I'm going to use my hands to guide me up to my kneecaps. Then I'm going to hold it for 3 seconds, and I'm going to bring it down. So here we go, 10 repetitions coming up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Once again, my shoulders and neck aren't touching the floor, so I'm keeping my core completely engaged straight away. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see a lot of people when they do this, they rush it, but you need to give your time for your core and your abs section to really hold all the blood and the oxygen, so it gets a nice pump. If you do it too hard, or if you hold onto your neck or anything like that, you're just not going to get full benefit. So as I said, just nice and slow, slower the better. Probably hear it in my voice and see it in my body as really start to contract, really starting to tighten up. And that's the sort of sensation I really want to feel. 3 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if it's the last couple, they really start to get hard. So what you want to do, you don't want to rush them. If anything, you want to make them a bit slower. Really feel it. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to sit up. As I said, I'm going to be on a bit of a pivot, so my body's going to be in a slight V-shaped side. Bring the knees up. I'm going to bring my body at a slight angle, so my core is still engaged. If I was up too front, I wouldn't be able to give the abdominals a squeeze they need. So, if you want to make it easier for yourself, you can hold on, just a slight bend, a bit of flexion in your elbows, and then press your legs outwards. But for me, I feel more beneficial when I'm just literally controlling myself, so I've got more coordination and really working my balance as well. 10 repetitions, ready? Completely straight legs, and then squeeze. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Kind of like a row motion, which is really quite good for focusing that balance. Make sure you bring your feet about an inch off the floor, and then you bring it in. The knees pretty much go inside of your head, and you squeeze the legs. Two more. Really feel it in the top of your quads as well. So what I suggest is that when you finish, just give them a bit of a rub right up the top. The next one, I'm going to revert back to my original positioning. So again, shoulders and neck are coming up. So as you can see, if I was like this, my stomach's arched. My back is kind of taking away all the momentum from my stomach. As soon as I raise my shoulders and neck, my stomach is completely flat and engaged, ready to go. This one, I'm just going to link my fingers and have them hovering over my abdominal region. I'm going to bring my feet up, so like with the reverse crunch, they're not touching the floor. What I'm going to do, I'm going to raise them up. Raise that bum very slightly in there, hold for 2 seconds, 1, 2. And bring it down, 1, 2. Once again, when I bring it down, I'm making sure there's no arch in my back, as you can see. 1, 2. 1, 2. It's really quite difficult, especially if you're doing the giant set, you're doing all the exercises back to back. It really starts to get hard, your stomach starts to really get stiff. Obviously that's a good thing, but at the same time, you're going to be using a lot of oxygen, a lot of lungs getting pumped around to this area. So if you do link your fingers, or hold your hands above your abdominal region, make sure your elbows aren't supporting as well. Because as soon as you stop supporting yourself, you're taking away the momentum from your abs. That's what you really want to focus on. There we go. So, to make that easier, what I could do, I could literally just either support myself either side. If you want to make it harder, add a viper, add a medicine ball, something like that, and have your arms fully extended, then bring it towards your feet. I can feel my stomach really starting to go. So as vain as it sounds, what I tend to do is to really squeeze my abs in, get as much blood and oxygen to that area. And it really starts to work. It really works the core. As you say, you get sectioning, and all the exercises were kind of supported with the obliques, with the movement, and the intercostals as well. Obviously you've got additional exercises if you really want to emphasise on both parts, but I'll run through them at a later stage. There we go, so that's an ab class for you. If you want to try that, you can do 10 repetitions per exercise. If you want to make it harder each stage, do 3 sets of all of them, then do 10 reps, 15 reps, 20 reps, see how far you can go. But as I said, you don't want to train your abs too hard, because when you do exercises, it'll be standard bicep curl, some chest stuff, you're having to stabilise your core anyway. So you don't want to work it too hard, so I'd probably suggest a maximum of 2-3 times a week. There we go. Tell me how you get on, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.